Welcome in, welcome in. This is the third trial, the trial of flames, that focuses on the element of fire. And fire is one of the elements that has really helped me tap into myself, tap into courage, tap into identity, tap into willpower. And a lot of the times when we are neurodivergent, I feel like we're fed these messages of, oh, you just need to try harder. You just need to have more discipline. You just need to like focus in and like have the willpower to follow through. And for so many of us, especially when we're growing up, this leads to pushing ourselves past our limits, having achievement-based self-worth, and really forcing ourselves to fit into a way of being and a way of doing that isn't aligned with our natural way of doing things. And so a lot of the time, this results in burnout. It results in us having destruction to ourselves and feeling like we're getting lost because we aren't using that fire as fuel. It's taking a hold of us. It's burning everything in its path. So I really feel like when you work with fire in a way that's with it rather than against it, you can harness it as fuel and something that really ignites and sparks your own will and your own passion and your drive to do things without forcing yourself with the shoulds and other things that cause you to burn out. So today's session, I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit of perspective shifting magic, things that have really changed the way that I think about myself, identity, my place in the world, and the world itself. So I wanted to use a metaphor that I really love. I don't know about you, but I find that neurodivergent people work really well understanding and processing through metaphor, through imagery. So that's one thing that I really wanted to integrate into how I teach because it's something that I really like when I'm learning and I find very effective. So the metaphor that I wanted to share with you is the glasses of distortion. So I want you to imagine life is like this. If you could just imagine this with me for just a moment, you don't have to take it with you if you don't want to, but just kind of come in and experience this way of thinking. When we're born, we're handed a pair of glasses. They're pristine, they're clear, they are a blank slate, waiting to see the world, waiting to perceive the world and what it means, right? But every single time that someone fed us a belief from their own illusion, especially our parents, our caregivers, our friends, our teachers, the media, things that we're picking up subconsciously, it created a crack in the lens. And every time this crack happened, maybe it got a little bit deeper and it distorted the way that we're viewing the world. And really since childhood, and especially up until the age of 7 is where you're soaking everything in and you don't understand what it means, but your mind is automatically assigning meaning to it. So you don't have a choice in this. It's not your fault. That's just the way that the unconscious and subconscious mind work. So we've worn these glasses and we've been accumulating these cracks. We've been accumulating these distortions. So maybe you were criticized for the way that you learn. Being criticized for the way that you learn is really something that I feel like a lot of people who are neurodivergent experience because we don't learn in the same way as the school system is designed for us, right? It's not designed for people who are abstract thinkers, for people who need novelty, who need stimulation, who don't just want to sit at a desk and listen all day. And so I feel like when you're told that you're not doing a good enough job or that you're not doing things right, it can cause a big distortion that, oh, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with the way that I function. There's something wrong with the way that I do things, and I should be able to learn in this way. And so if you're like me, I was definitely like a high overachiever and a perfectionist and all of the things. It's like I brute forced my way into figuring out how to learn and to not just learn, but to succeed, to achieve, to get results. And that's really what the school system is designed to do. And so I feel like that's a really, really big crack in our lenses of how we view things. And it carries into all other aspects of our lives. Maybe you were criticized for how you felt. Again, big feelers, strong emotions, right? If you feel deeply, there can be people who think that it's too much, right? And really what they're saying is that they don't have the capacity to handle the depth of emotion that you have and that you experience life from. And it doesn't really necessarily mean anything about you, but that's a crack. How you expressed yourself. Maybe you're dramatic, maybe you're over the top, or maybe you felt those things when you were younger, you expressed them, and then somebody said something that made you be like, oh my gosh, I can't express myself. I can't be loud. I can't take up too much space. And so you shrink and you feel shy and you stop talking and you stop expressing and you stop really letting yourself shine because you feel like you're too much for other people. And that's another crack in the lens. There's other things that can cause these distortions. Like maybe you're making a big deal out of nothing. And so you learn that the things that bother you, the things that influence you are wrong, and you should be able to manage them, or you should be able to let them go. But when you feel things and experience things deeply, like people who are neurodivergent do, and not everybody, but I'm saying in my perspective, it really can hit hard because you're like, why do I feel the way that I do? How come I do take these things so seriously? And so I bring them into myself. And that's just because we do perceive more, we do experience more, and we do feel more, and that's okay. But it is a crack in the lens. It is a distortion. Another one is that good girls or good boys don't do this, they do this. And so you learn to be good, to be acceptable, to be worthy. You have to act in a very specific way. And this is to control behavior. This is to control how we move. And so you learn to make decisions based off of what would a good girl or good boy do? What would this person think would be the good thing for me to do? And that disconnects us from our inner knowing, from our compass of what's right for us. So over time, these cracks get deeper. They start to spread and warp until basically the sting of being left out, the shame of being laughed at for your passions, or the punishment for moving, for stimming, for feeling, for any way that you naturally express yourself and live in this world, those are more cracks and more cracks and more cracks. So if we think about it like this, in our unconscious mind, it is wired for survival. If we are not accepted by the tribe, by our caregivers, we will be cast out of the circle. We will not be cared for. We will not be fed. We will die. And this is what unconscious mind sees as survival, and it puts that above all else. And then those cracks become meaning. Again, automatically our mind attaches meaning to these things, like, I never do anything right. There must be something wrong with me. I'm not smart enough. People won't like me. So this is how beliefs form. And it starts with those cracks. And especially with the one of like not fitting in or being too much. I feel like that's something that's also huge for people who are neurodivergent visionaries and creatives. Like, you probably aren't going to fit in, right? And you are going to be too much for some people, and that's okay. So when we learn to separate the glasses, the distortions from truth, from clear vision of who we are and our place in the world, it becomes easier to let the masks start to come off and be okay being our true selves. But over time, our whole lives, we've lived this way, letting the glasses warp our vision. So it can be tough, right? To feel like we can see things in a different way and actually believe them and feel resonance in what we feel. So today we are going to be using the element of fire to help release some of these distortions, to burn them away, and to reignite the spark of who we really are and what we're here to do. So I'm already getting hot. Feel the heat building. That's fire, baby. All right, today I also would like to celebrate you for being in this session. Really, the simple fact that you are here today, that you are listening to this, ready to experience, is really a signal that you are ready to shed these layers, to give those distortions to the fire, to transmute them into new sparks, and really to return to your power. So I want to celebrate you. I want you to take a moment to celebrate yourself, because this is big work. It's not always comfortable, but it's something that if your soul feels like it's called to break those illusions, it is something that is really so powerful and something that was meant for you in this lifetime. And I fully believe that. And now that we've really made this perspective shift of, seeing the world through this certain lens that is warped, that is distorted, you are going to begin to notice more and more that you'll be able to see, you'll be able to notice them in your daily life, where these cracks have been for you, where these distortions are, and how they show up in the way that you mask, in the way that you hold yourself back. So to start off this session, we're actually going to do a little bit of journaling and reflection work. So if you would like to go and grab a notebook, a pen, maybe some water, it's really important to stay hydrated. We're going to do a little bit of intuitive subconscious writing. And if you've had a hard time with journaling in the past, I used to have a hard time with the concept of journaling. So what does that mean? Like, do I sit down and grab my book and be like, "Dear diary, today I did this and then I felt this"? Like, to me, that really never resonated. It didn't feel exciting. I'm like, I don't understand what the goal is. So the goal for today is really to allow your words to flow without judgment, without planning, without logically thinking about it, because our emotions don't lie within our thoughts, right? They're felt. These patterns are in our subconscious. So I'm going to guide you through some guided breath work. Tap into that state. We are going to ask our muse self to step in to help guide us and really reveal what we most need right now. And we can just release the control, and we can trust that the answers will come in exactly the right way for us. So I'm going to put on some frequency music for you. And when you're ready, we will begin. All right, so you can just go ahead and get comfortable. If it feels good to close your eyes, you can gently close your eyes now. Nothing that needs to be done. Nothing to do. Nobody needing anything. You can start to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. We're going to do a breath pattern that's breathing in for 4 through the nose, holding for 7 counts at the top, and slowly releasing for 8. And I will count for you, so all you have to do is breathe and get ready to breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and slowly release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Gently bring your breath back to its natural pace. And with your consent,
I'm going to connect to you energetically now. You can just say yes in your mind's eye. I'm going to speak to you some of these prompts, and at the end, I'll invite you to grab your notebook and your pen, and I'll read them again, and you can free write whatever comes up without judgment, without editing. Take a deep breath in, release out any doubt. Take another deep breath in. Release out any need to get it right. What false stories or labels have cracked your glasses? When did you feel too much or not enough? Keep breathing. Your subconscious mind is open to you now. What masks have you worn to survive? This one might feel heavy. Remember, you are safe. Where has fire burned you out when you forced yourself with willpower or shoulds instead of alignment? Where do you feel that spark pulling you differently, in a more true way? Which distortions are you most ready to give to the fire today? What do you no longer need? Do you no longer want? Whenever you're ready, grab your notebook and your pen. You may choose to leave your eyes closed or have your gaze be gentle as you start to write whatever comes up. I'll give you a moment here, and then I'll read the questions again for you. What false stories or labels cracked your glasses? What false stories or labels cracked your glasses? When did you feel too much or not enough? Notice what comes up. Allow it to surface without judgment. Say thank you. Thank you for showing me. What masks have you worn to survive? Where has this fire burned you out when you forced yourself with willpower instead of alignment? Where do you feel the spark pulling you differently? And which distortions are you most ready to give to the fire today? What are you ready to release? Give you a couple more moments here. Good. If you'd like to share your intentions for which distortions you're ready to give to the fire today, share it in the chat. I am going to set a collective intention for everyone who takes this trial, and we're going to burn and release it after the visualization. I release to the fire the distortions of unworthiness, fear of not being understood and being visible as who I am, beautiful. I release all distortions that pull me away from my Muse self. I call upon my power across all time and space to be returned to me now. Okay. Just stay comfortable, relaxed. I'm going to light one of my candles. I made this one with the intention of transformation, channeling the element of fire, rising like the phoenix from the ashes. It has a very smoky, but very powerful scent. This is definitely one of my favorite things to use when I'm doing fire magic, so I wanted to share this. So I'm gonna light this now. Do a little bit of candle magic. All right, so you can close your eyes. Slowly breathe in and sigh it all out. Feel the ground beneath you, warm, alive, flowing. With each inhale, golden orbs of amber light appear, floating before you, guiding you towards your third Muse trial, the Trial of Flames. You step onto the dirt path. The earth feels soft beneath your feet. Air grows warmer, charged with power. The amber lights spiral ahead, pulling you towards a hidden grove. Ancient trees circle the space like guardians, and at the center burns the sacred flame. This is no ordinary fire. Flames of gold, orange, red, and blue. Sparks bursting like stars. The fire breathes. The fire watches. The fire knows you. Fire doesn't destroy. It transforms. It alchemizes. Fire rules the solar plexus, the energy center that governs personal power, self-worth, and will. When we live out of alignment, forcing ourselves with sheer willpower, just push harder, just try harder, the neurotypical shoulds. The fire devours us. Burnout, exhaustion, collapse. You may experience intense lack of motivation, procrastination, low energy, and harsh self-criticism and doubt about our creative abilities and our sense of self. When we continue this pattern for too long, we lose ourselves. We forget who we are, and we feel shame about how hard it feels. So today, in this ancient forest, with assistance from the sacred fire, we're going to transmute those old, distorted beliefs and call our power back to use and to spark our connection to our inner muse. Set your gaze on the fire. It's crackling with energy, radiating a beautiful heat. You feel something heavy on your face. Glasses, the distortions. You feel them on your face and begin to take them off, holding them in front of you, noticing the cracks, the warps, swirling smoke inside of them, causing illusions, veiling the truth. Each fracture carrying an old story. You're too sensitive. You're too dramatic. You don't belong. You're unworthy. You'll never be understood. Every mocking laugh, every shamed moment carved another crack. Now you know these glasses warped your vision, convincing you you're broken. But here, before the sacred flame, you finally see the truth. They are illusions. They are not you. Feel the weight of the glasses in your hands. So heavy, you almost aren't able to hold them up. Feel how much they've held you back. How small they make you feel. Dense. Distorted. A lifetime of false stories embedded in their cracks. Fire beckons you closer. You hear it whisper, "Give them to me. Let me help you burn away the lies. Let me help you return your power back." So in a moment, we're going to give the glasses to the flames. We're going to call on our Muse self to help us lift them up, throw them into the fire. You might feel your Muse self as a presence. You might see them as a color, a texture, a scent, or simply know that they are there. And repeat after me, aloud or in your mind's eye. I call upon my Muse self within me. Guide me now. Help me release the old stories and beliefs. All the distortions I am ready to let go of today. Make room for my truth. Make room for my Muse. Feel their presence with you. Their hands, helping your hands. Their strength, igniting your strength. Their love, filling you up. When you're ready, you're going to take a deep inhale, the biggest breath you've taken all day. And as you exhale, throw the glasses into the flames, clear and free. Clear and free. You watch the fire as the glasses shatter and burn, each crack splitting open, every distortion releasing itself into the fire. The ashes begin to lift to the top of the fire, carried upward, starting to transmute into sparks of golden light. The lies dissolve. The truth remains, now revealed. The sparks begin to drift back down, gently raining over you. They start seeping into your skin, your breath, your core. Breathe them in. Each ember returns to you as fuel, as strength, as power reclaimed. Feel a smile make its way to your face as you take a deep breath in. You did it. Going to use the fire now to release any remaining distortions. You are ready to release now. On your path. this work in with a spell. You may repeat after me aloud or in your mind's eye. Sacred fire, burn away the past. No distortion, crack or lie shall last. Ashes fall, and from the core, I rise in power, Muse restored. The fire roars with your words. More sparks begin to rain down, landing on your skin, lighting up your face, traveling all the way down your body, seeping in as warmth, strength, power, truth. Feel it now. That fire is within you. Your Muse fire is ignited and ready to be expressed. Go ahead and place your hands on your solar plexus, just above your belly. Feel the warmth building there. Feel the energy circle and swirl with golden, amber, yellow light, gathering all those sparks that rain down on you, expanding, clearing. This is not the fire that devours you and burn out. That happens when you force yourself with willpower. This is the fire when you live in alignment, when you move with your inner muse. It fuels you, it inspires you, it sustains you. This fire is your sacred spark, and it is always within you. Breathe in, inhale power. Exhale, release resistance. Inhale, breathe in courage. Exhale, release fear. Inhale, breathe in truth. Exhale, release shame. Seal all of this in. All of my fire across all time and space returns to me now. Feel that energy in your solar plexus now. self, energy and color that they radiate, always within you, standing before the sacred flame. Glass is gone, distortions burned away. Your muse fire steady, burning, yours to wield. The magic that has been activated today. Your final enchantment here. Flame return. Ember ignite. I burn with truth. I blaze with light. I am the spark. I am the flame. I rise unmasked, untamed, unashamed. I am the fire. I am the muse. Power reclaimed, mine to choose. Take one final breath in now. Draw that golden fire into your core. And exhale, sealing it in.
And you have just walked through the trial of flames. You rise like the phoenix, ignited, fully in your power. When you're ready, you can say thank you to the fire. Thank you to your muse self. Thank you to yourself for showing up today, for doing this work. And you can gently begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, coming back to the room, to this present moment. You did it. I'm gonna disconnect from you energetically now. So be it and so it is. Some reflection and integration here. If you'd like to answer in the chat, share inside of the Muse Trials channel. What distortions did you throw into the fire, and how did it feel to watch them burn away? Where have you been forcing yourself with willpower? And how will you let your fire fuel you instead? What version of you is rising from the flames? Were there any words, images, colors, scents that came up? There's no wrong answers. This space is here for you to integrate the work you did inside the trial, as well as to connect with others who are releasing these same things too. So inside of the Muse Trials channel in our Discord, your unmasking entry prompt. Share anything that came up for you in the Trial of Flames, what you released, what you felt, or what part of you is rising from the fire. This one feel a little different than the past two trials. Powerful work today. Make sure you drink lots of water. Fire needs water too. Burning away distortions that have been projected on me was honestly so satisfying. And now I'm very hungry. Yes. Doing this type of work, it is energy, right? We're transmuting energy. It's something very grounding. Don't just have a salad, like have something that's like hearty. Really fuel yourself after this one. Chocolate, yes. Working with fire is really just so powerful. And like I said, I've been crafting my own magical tools. So this candle, every time I smell this scent, it like brings me into the energy of transformation, that warmth, the ignition. I sneak peek have been wanting to make self-connection ritual kits for a while, so that's something that's in the works for future quests. I'm making handcrafted magical tools, and I'm really excited about it because they've really helped me anchor in and have something to connect with in the 3D, in the physical realm, while I'm doing spiritual work. And I find that, especially if you have ADHD, right, it can be hard to always anchor and connect. So I love using tools. And this candle is probably the one that's going to be first up. It's my favorite, and it's really reflective of Trial of Flames, rebirth, transformation, Phoenix energy. So I want to share that with you. Is I'm in a point in my journey where I'm realizing exactly the amount of projections people put on me. So a lot of things came up. Yeah. The turning point, right? When you realize how much of it is actually not you. It's not about you. And all of those things can start to clear. Yeah, I have to wrap my mind around it. Absolutely. And you'll notice the more and more you do this work, the more you connect with yourself, do the self-connection rituals, connect to your Muse frequency, you'll be able to discern more and more what is projection, what is distortion, what is mask, and what is you. And it's not going to happen overnight, but each time that you do this work, it's releasing layers and layers, and it becomes easier and easier until the point where you'll absolutely be able to see the projections and not associate meaning towards yourself about them, which is really powerful. So make sure, take your time, relax, allow the processing to happen on your behalf. That's a big thing that I learned is when we're constantly trying to think and think and think, where does this come from and how did this go? It's not necessarily productive. Like, your spirit is so smart, is so intelligent, and it'll send you little things, little signs, little messages, little knowings, feelings, exactly the right time at exactly the right moment. And the more that you tune in, and you're open to receive, the more that you're going to be able to notice them. And from now on, you'll be able to notice them more and more and integrate their teachings easier and easier. So thank you for coming today. Working with fire is one of my favorite elements. Very welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Make sure to share your reflection inside of the Muse Trials channel. And we will be finishing our final trial, the trial of becoming. This one focuses on heart expansion, stepping into that Muse self version of you. It's really the bridge point to becoming your own Muse, to anchoring it in, just really stepping into that identity and that knowing. So I'm really excited for that one. And I will see you in the fourth trial. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.